Okay, let's sit down and let's begin with prayer as we always do. So I invite you to join me right now by closing your eyes if you choose. And let's take a deep breath in. Breathing out all of the activity of the morning, all of the activity of the day, and allowing our breath to bring us to this present moment, fully awake and aware, feeling this presence right here and right now. And as we open up to this presence in this sacred space, I invite you to experience and feel the light of God moving in you right now, the light of strength and wisdom, of guidance and inspiration. Feel that energy moving in and through you. And now bring your attention to your heart center, the center of love, that power and energy of unconditional love that unifies, harmonizes, draws to itself, that lifts and heals, that knows our oneness. And allow this energy of light and love that is our true nature to fill every part of our being, moving out from us into this sacred space, lifting each and every person in the light of God and the love and compassion of God. And this is whether they're here physically or virtually, because there is no difference in space and time for the consciousness of God. And we let this light and love energy move out now into our community, our country, especially lifting and healing this sense of separation and division, healing and nurturing all who are feeling concerned and anxious. Let it move out into our world, especially lifting all of those beings in pain and suffering, all of the areas that are experiencing starvation, conflict, war, pain, suffering, all beings lifted in the light, the strength and wisdom, the love that lifts, heals, unifies. Especially our world leaders, we hold them in this light and love and envelop our planet Earth. And for this we say thank you, God, and so it is. And good morning, everyone. So good to see you here today. We're gonna continue. I don't know what we're going to do starting next year, but that's next Sunday, believe it or not. So for today, we're going to stay with the path that we have been on for this whole year, the path of recognizing the divine in me, sees and recognizes the divine in you, because we're setting our intention purposefully to remember that we are interconnected, that what happens to you impacts me. In this time where there's a lot of sense of separation, it's important to make that point of remembering that there is no other, that we are all this expression of God. And so let's do that now. Just look at your neighbor, and your neighbor can be behind you, it can be next to you, in front of you, and acknowledge and say, the divine in me sees and beholds the divine in you. And I'm doing that for those of you that are joining us virtually. The divine in me sees and beholds the divine in you. And we have some new people here today, so I'm going to ask those of you that are new if you would raise your hand so that at the end of the service, our very friendly congregants will want to make a point of welcoming you to our church. So now, say hello to each other however you want. You know, there's so much that we could be doing, and I, for one, want to say thank you to all of you that have chosen to come here physically or virtually to be a part of this special service that we're going to be undertaking today. So before we get started with anything, what I want to do is go to the next slide. How's that? I have the thing on wrong. Do we have a slide here? Somebody? Hello? Hello. Okay, I want to share some very good news with you. Remember, we had 3 Sundays for our Super Sunday, and for those of you that are new, what that simply means is that that's our fundraiser. It's our annual end-of-the-year fundraiser, and everybody gets to donate twice. So you have your regular donations, and then you have your end-of-year contribution. And we raised $9,500. That's what that says. In our 3 Sunday Super Sundays. So I want to certainly say thank you to all of you who participated. This is our biggest fundraiser. This is about what we did last year. So I know there was a big generosity. We were in the flow of abundance, weren't we? And that, in case anybody wants to go back and listen, we did that prior to our Super Sunday. We looked at what is this principle of how do we get into this flow of divine abundance? And this is the manifestation. So thank you all who contributed and made this possible for us. And now we've got a big service, so we're gonna get right to the next part, and I invite you to stand up. We're gonna sing again.
Talk about release today, so here we go. Release, I let go. Let the Spirit run my life. My heart is open wide. Yes, I'm born to feel alive. No more struggle, no more strife.
Yeah, feel that spirit? Yeah. Thank you, band. Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. My name is Reverend Annie, and I'm your platform leader today. And let's set our intention. There it is. For today, let's set our intention for today with our statement of faith together, please. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life and affairs, God the good. The daily word for today is let go, let God. I let go, let God, and welcome the new year. As I look back upon this year, I may be visited by all kinds of memories, pleasant ones and others that I might want to forget. Letting go means eliminating all that no longer serves me, forgiving others or myself for things said or done. Releasing feelings of guilt or resentment over a past that cannot be changed frees me to welcome a future of opportunity and delight. Letting God means I will not limit my future by holding rigid ideas of how I should unfold. I will dream big and I will set goals for the coming year, welcoming God's grace in ways that may surpass what I can imagine. I say goodbye to the old year with a fresh, unburdened mind and heart. I let go and let God as I welcome the new year. Our scripture today is Exodus chapter 23, verse 20. It says, I am going to send an angel in front of you to guard you on the way and to bring you to the place that I have prepared. Our affirmation, I let go, let God, and act on divine inspiration. So let's all repeat that together. I let go, let God, and act on divine inspiration. And let's have some more music from the AHA Band.
Good morning, everybody. You'll have a good Christmas. All right, and we're ready for the new year then. All right, we're letting go now. I might have spent 6 months lying on my living room floor. I might have been sick then, well, then sick some more. I might be prouder than me than I ever have been. I've been learning about letting go, how to do it without my claws scratching the surfaces. I've been learning about wasting time, closing some doors, hoping to open more somewhere down the line. I knew from miles away that I would detonate. I tried some magic tricks to skip my fate, and then gave up the ball as the defender. The trick was simply to surrender. I've been learning about letting go, how to do it without my claws scratching the surfaces. I've been learning about wasting time and open some doors, hoping to open more down the line. It's okay to make mistakes, It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to make mistakes. Make mistakes. It's okay to make mistakes. Make mistakes. Oh, yeah, make no mistakes. Letting go. I'm letting go. I'm letting go.
Thank you so much, Greg and the band. I love that song. I never heard it before. I don't know where I. Oh, my husband was the music man in the house. So without him, I'm not in tune. But you know what? This words to that song are just so perfect, aren't they? Aren't they for what we're talking about? Surrendering and not having to do it with the energy of a combatant. And that is really what we're going to be focusing on today. Today is our Sunday ritual, and it is our burning bowl. This is, I think, fairly unique to Unity churches, but it's something that we've been doing for a long, long time. And I love rituals because this is an opportunity for us to all come together. And we talk about this in our church here, that there is a collective consciousness. And by doing these kind of things together, we all get lifted. You know, there's that saying that is, where two or three are gathered, there am I. And it's not that there is this physical presence of Jesus. Maybe that's what you believe. But what I believe is really that it is the consciousness, because life is consciousness. It is this higher consciousness that we are able to tap into then collectively. It's kind of like all boats rise with the rising tide, right? As you've got the power of this rising tide, all boats get lifted. So for those of us that maybe are struggling and maybe aren't really connecting to how do I let go and what do I do, the energy, the collective energy lifts us all when we come together. So that is to me what we experience when we do this together. And it's also just beautiful. It's beautiful to be a part of something that we as a community share. So what is this burning bowl ceremony? I invite you right now to just think about this. Greg said in his song, he sang, surrender, surrender. How many different spiritual paths ask us to do that very thing in order for us to move forward on a spiritual journey? We talk about that here all the time. We use the quote that Jesus said where, I am the light, you are the light, don't hide it under the bushel. And the bushel to us, to me, metaphysically represents this human part of us when we get trapped in all of the emotions and our thoughts. Perhaps it's anger, judgment, fear, anxiety, all of those things. That's the bushel, blocking our inner light, blocking us from being able to be at peace, to get that inner strength that we need. So we have to push the basket off. That's one. Think about letting go and surrendering. All of the recovery programs start there. What they talk about is surrender to win. You're surrendering the problem. And we say that here, right? that we don't solve a problem on the level of the problem. So you're starting by letting go and then opening to let go and let God. That is where we get into the let go and let God. And so what we're going to be doing today together is exactly this. We're going to have an opportunity to reflect. We're at the end of the year, right? Can you believe that? We're at the end of the year. This week went very fast. As Greg said, we had the Christmas celebration. Mine was a very strange mine was a very strange couple of days, but I was kind of involved doing things. I was invited to a neighbor's house for a Christmas brunch, and then the day after Christmas, I went to our family in Durham. And then yesterday, I did a memorial service for my neighbor's wife who just passed away. So it's been a couple of days that have just been very, very active. And this is the time of the year where we get to say, even though I'm active, how important it is to find that time to become still, to look back at what no longer serves me, what old beliefs, what thoughts, what emotions, what situations, what people might I need to release that no longer serve my spiritual growth, that are not feeding my soul. As I move into this new year, we get this opportunity. So often what the media invites us to do is to look back, right? Look back at all the things that have happened. Look back at this, all the stuff, the people we've lost during the year, the situations that have unfolded and everything else. And that's fun to do. It's kind of like, whoa, that happened this year? Feels like so long ago. But we're going to do it differently because that is what we do in here. We don't just stay focused on what's out there. We bring our attention within, because we here say that as within, so without. As within, so without. So if I want change in my life, if there's a situation that I'm feeling trapped in, stuck in, some of these old belief systems have deep roots, my friends. They have deep roots. I've shared with you before that I had a journey over the years where I had recognized something that was trapping me, keeping me stuck. And I worked with meditation and all these things, and I even went to see a therapist to work on it. And after Bob died, which was 2.5 years ago already, all of a sudden, that thought, that old pattern of behavior came back so dramatically that I caught myself and I said, whoa, I thought I got rid of this one. This is supposed to be gone. But in our vulnerability, some of these things have deep roots. And that is why we are here together. That is why we are in a spiritual community. Because sometimes we need that extra support. Sometimes we need to do our work and then be with others and be reminded that with God, all things are possible. That was the theme that we had for this whole year. With God, all things are possible. So as we step into our burning bowl, I want to just mention a couple of things. So the process, for those of you that are new that may not have participated in a burning bowl service before, what we're going to be doing is we're going to hand out some flash paper and some pencils or pens, and Reverend Annie is going to come back up and do a beautiful guided meditation. And that meditation is going to invite us to reflect, to do what I'm just talking about, to look at old past behaviors, old beliefs, anything that you feel stuck in, judgment, self-judgment or judgment of anybody else. It doesn't matter. So the invitation is you to just allow yourself during this meditation to see what comes up in you, to see what comes up. And I'm going to take it one step further, because it's not just our thoughts. Everything is energy. We talk about that all the time. We're energy, right? Everything is energy. This whole universe is energy. And so energy draws to itself, and it expresses out. So what we want to do with this is we want to look at the fact that, yes, we have our thoughts. And here in Unity, we say that our thoughts create our experiences. So if I'm constantly thinking I can't, I probably won't. If I'm thinking I'm not enough, I'm going to walk around with pain and suffering. If I'm constantly angry, things are probably not going to work out peacefully for me. So that's our thoughts, but our thoughts fuel our emotions, because the human part of us, we are spiritual beings having this human experience. We are both. We are divine, made in the image and likeness of God. And what that simply means, made in the image and likeness of God, isn't the physical look that we have. It is that spiritual energy, that spiritual essence that is within us. That we want, that's the light that we want this bushel to be removed, so that this light lifts us, lets us experience. We did the beautiful candle lighting service just last Sunday, where we looked at all of those powers that are inherent within us. And the way we access them is by releasing and letting go. And one of the things that Greg was singing about is the path of surrender. Several years ago already, I guess it was, we did a study with this book called Letting Go, The Path of Surrender by David Hawkins. And he talked about the emotional, the energy of our different emotions. So think about this. We as human beings weren't designed to walk around with the heavy energy of depression, apathy, resentments, fear. The emotional energy of love, peace, enlightenment, that's a higher vibration. That's where we're really meant to be living. Yes, we may be going through situations that are challenging and everything, but by living up in this higher vibration of emotions, that is where we find that peace and serenity to walk through those challenges. And we're meant to learn the lesson, receive the blessing, and then let it go. And then let it go. But for a lot of us, that's a challenge. That's a challenge. We can get stuck in our stuff, right? How many of us have that experience where you might be saying to yourself, well, I'm saying to myself right now, okay, I've been thinking about, changing this behavior for 2 years now. I think I'm ready. That is what I said. As we go into 2026, as we go in there, I'm ready to I'll tell you what it is for me is resistance. Has that ever gotten in anybody's way? You want to resist the change. You want to resist facing what you don't want to do, what you know you really probably need to sit down and do, but it's like, well, wait a minute. I'm tired now. Let me just turn on the TV. There's always tomorrow. There's always tomorrow. Has anyone ever done that? Or am I the only one up here still growing? My growing edges. This is where these rituals, this process helps us, because what we get to be reminded of is what is moving and what is coming up inside of us. And we don't, I loved his version of clawing. We don't have to do that, because the whole part of surrender is to just allow. I don't have to fix it. I don't have to figure it out. I don't have to fight with it. I don't have to do anything. All I have to do is the change. This is about transformation, and the change begins when I bring my attention to what is the challenge that is within me. What am I feeling? So that is what we're going to do today. We're going to look at what is coming up. What do I want to surrender? Think about this now. Again, another demonstration that we see in nature. You're caught in a riptide. What is your instinct? It's to probably try to get to shore. That would be my instinct. It's like, uh-oh, I'm in trouble. Let me swim and try to get to shore. And what they tell you is that will get you in more trouble. That what you need to do is just to relax, to just stay calm until the rip current releases you. Goes against the grain, though, doesn't it? Goes against the grain. I was reading just the other day that one of the early tests, when they were trying to do spaceships that went up to the moon and things, some of the early tests, once they left the atmosphere that we fly in, what happened was the spaceship lost control. It moved out of the atmosphere to the next level, and it started to spin and spin and spin. So what would happen is the pilots were trying to control things and just get out of the spin, and they couldn't, and the planes crashed. It wasn't until, what is that early fellow that broke the speed barrier? I forget his name. Well, Jaeger. Thank you. He was up flying this, broke that barrier. The plane started to spin. He lost consciousness. But when the plane dropped into the atmosphere again, he came awake and was able to steer the plane and landed. What that was saying is simply that there are times when we can't control. We want to control the situation. I want to control you. I want to control this situation. I want to be in charge of my life. And there's sometimes, and this is the process of release. This is what we're going to do here. When we burn the paper with what we want to release, we are symbolically letting go. And I want you to really absorb that. Let that energy go. Just like we do with that surrender to win, right? Surrender to win. But it goes against the grain. The whole practice spiritually is exactly that, though. It's to recognize what I want to let go. Oh, I'm really angry. I'm aware of that. That's your first step in letting go. That's all it takes. Oh, I don't think I can do this. Oh, there's your first step in letting go. Then you sit quietly and you allow yourself to be awake and aware to what is moving inside of you. What is that energy? What am I feeling? You don't try to figure out why. Our thoughts fuel the emotion. So we're not here to solve the problem. We're here to let it go. Then you just breathe out. And we do that here in Unity with affirmations and denials. So the denial is, this anger has no power over me anymore. I am choosing today to let it go. This feeling of I'm just not enough, that's just comes up constantly. I am choosing to let it go. Then you just sit. You let that energy move out. The Buddhists talk about that's this sanskara, that you get, your energy gets caught and it can't go anywhere. And we don't try to figure it out. We just focus on letting it go. That's like the surrender that happens with the riptide. It's not trying to right the plane, just allowing it to be in whatever is the tumultuous situation until you can just breathe again and let it go. And then next week, we're going to set intentions, because once we have released what no longer serves us, the next step is, it's a simple process. I've made it sound very simple, right? Just become awake and aware. This is what I'm doing. This has no power over me. Breathe it out. Let it dissipate. Let the energy leave the body. The heavy energy, because if it's a negative energy, it's a heavy energy. Let that leave the body. And now, remember how we always say practice, and we always, it's kind of, there's the easy step. Now what we want to do is we want to be mindful. We want to be mindful so that when we feel that again, we remind ourselves, I have released this. Here it is again. And like I said, it could be something that you worked on and all of a sudden you think you're done and it comes back. It doesn't matter. I didn't act on it this time. I was just a little startled that I even had it surface back in my brain. But I didn't have to go through the initial process that I did where I had to understand it and release it and whatever. It was just like, whoa, where did that come from? Where did that come from? I had to stay aware of it, so I didn't act on it. But I wasn't driven crazy like I have to do this, because I understood that it no longer is a positive pattern of behavior. It came from my past. It was an old defense mechanism. And I can make decisions and choices today that fuel my spiritual growth, that allow me to stay anchored in love. And that is our theme for next year. I let love lead. I let love lead. But I can't let love lead if I'm filled with all of this stuff. That's the bushel that I have to throw off. It's the crack in the veil to let the light in. All of those things. And that actually, I might as well throw this in right now and then get Annie up here so we can do our process. But we're going to be working with a book study. We did a whole metaphysics journey the last couple of months, which to me is from the mind, right? We're understanding. And now we're going to drop into the heart. And that's really what we're talking about right now. This is heart work, my friends. This is how we work with our open heart. And the book we're going to work with is Radical Acceptance by Tara Brach. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at all of this stuff. And we're going to have practices, and we're going to have a variety of different meditations so that we can clear up all the stuff that is blocking us from letting love lead. Unconditional love. Unconditional love of myself first, because that's the mirror, right? If I can't love myself, I can't love anybody. So we have to do this in the process of releasing so that I can step fully into the divine nature that I'm called here today to be, so that I can shine my light. I can shine my light and be at peace and harmony in my everyday situations, and perhaps even be of peace and harmony in this world. Because if I'm that's the energy I'm sending out. So now what we're going to do is Reverend Annie's going to come up and lead us in a meditation. Our ushers, where are our ushers? Oh, there's our other usher. They're going to hand out, I should have had you doing that. Let's do it right now. they're going to hand out the flash paper and a pen. And while Reverend Annie is doing her guided meditations, I want you to participate. Write down whatever comes up. And then when you write it, see how you can feel into this, because that's the energy that I'm asking you to let go of. And when the guided meditation finishes, then what we're going to do is we're going to come up here to this burning bowl and release it. Fire is a wonderful symbol for purification, isn't it? And, it just demonstrates transformation. Our paper will become ash, and the smoke will rise up to the skies. And so now, Reverend Annie, can you lead us in a guided meditation?
So I'm going to give you a few minutes to get your paper so we can all focus here. Beautiful. As Reverend Ellen said, please take a few minutes and just think about what it is you want to release. Whatever negative energy, whatever limiting thoughts, whatever environment, whatever it is that you no longer want to take with you into 2026. Let's seriously just reflect on, as Reverend said, the past, right? What happened last year? What happened in my life that I didn't enjoy? What's happening inside of me? How am I feeling? Am I feeling anxious? Am I feeling doubtful? Am I hesitating? Am I procrastinating? What's going on with me? And whatever you decide that is, we want you to write that on that piece of paper. And then after we finish our meditation, as Reverend Ellen said, you're going to come up and we're going to burn that. And hopefully that will be symbolic of you releasing those thoughts, that behavior, whatever it is that you say that you want to do. This is setting your intentions, no one else's, your intentions on being a better you, on expressing the divinity from within, which is what? God the good. Okay, does everyone have their paper and pen? Good, good. Awesome. So let us take a moment to become still. Gently close your eyes if that is comfortable for you. If not, that's fine. But let's bring our attention, or your attention, to your breath. Just pay attention to how you're breathing. And as you breathe in, invite a sense of calm. And as you breathe out, allow yourself to soften. Now begin to reflect on what you are ready to release in your life. Name, there is no need to judge or analyze it. Simply notice what it is that you wish to release in your life. Name it quietly within yourself. See it. Feel it. And as we release thoughts of doubt and indecision, we can now claim wisdom and clarity. Where there was any discontent, we choose gratitude. Gratitude for all that we are, all that we do, and all that we already have. Where there has been anger or resentment, we now claim kindness, understanding, and a spirit of oneness. Where there has been bitterness or judgment, we embrace discernment and we choose to see the divine in all people and in all situations. Where there has been dis-ease or illness, we now affirm wholeness, comforted and strengthened by the healing presence of Spirit. Where there has been fear, we now claim renewed courage and inner strength, allowing us to make more thoughtful, loving choices each day. In confidence and faith, we affirm that the Christ within is doing this sacred work of release. And as we release past hurts, doubts, fear, anger, anything that has kept us from fully embracing our good, we affirm together, under grace and in perfect ways, I release what no longer serves me or my highest good. Let's all repeat it together. Under grace and in perfect ways, I release what no longer serves me or my highest good. And as we continue to breathe in love and rest in the quiet stillness within, I invite you now to let these words become your words. Let us pray. Divine Presence, I affirm an awakening to the vibration of love that lives within me. In this moment, I release negative and limiting thoughts, thoughts of guilt, lack, doubt, suffering, and fear. I recognize these are wounds to be healed, not burdens to be carried. In this moment of new beginnings, I embrace the oneness of spirit, the light of love, and the promise of new possibilities for myself, for our country, and for our world. In this moment of new beginnings, I allow my light of love to shine through every interaction, every word, and every choice that I make. In this moment of new beginnings, I replace unproductive thoughts with visions of wellness, prosperity, order, peace, and love. In this moment of new beginnings, I participate in the healing of my whole being, my body, mind, and spirit. I visualize my good. I believe in it, and I accept it now. In this moment of new beginnings, I allow myself to feel safe. I allow myself to enjoy life, trusting that God is present with me and with my loved ones, for wherever we are, God is. Taking full responsibility for my life, I breathe in love, peace, and harmony. I live from the divinity within, knowing that what I have released is now complete. And so it is. Amen.
Let's just take a moment now and write down, if you haven't done it already, write down what it is that is moving within you that you're going to physically release today. Let's take a moment to do that together. Okay, let's light our fire here. And let's start just coming up, and I guess we'll start with the front rows coming up. And you just drop it in here because it flashes up. Let it go. Yep. Let's go. Susan always brings up the end. Thank you, Susan. So let's just take a deep breath in and feel that lightness that we've just invited into our life, into our energy, into our consciousness. That we have made a decision, my friends, today to release this. And like I said, now the next step is to remember, stay mindful that you have let it go. So now we're going to move into the part where we do our giving and receiving. So I'll ask the usher to come up. And we can take out our love offerings at this time in our hand. And those of you that are joining us virtually, you too can participate. And we encourage you to do that. You can go to our website and press our PayPal button to contribute or write a check and mail it directly to the church. We also have this 3G giving, and that simply is you get in touch with the office and you tell them a regular amount you would like to do monthly as a contribution. the date you want that to happen, and the card you want to use. And then it just gets done for you. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to have your pocketbook with you. And we can all do that. So now let's say our affirmation as we hold our love offering in our hands. Divine love moving through me blesses and multiplies all that I am and have, and all that I give and receive.
Check. There it is. Okay, this is my song, my 12-power song for release, and it's called Out with the Old. And Happy New Year.
Thank you, Susan and the band. Okay, let us bring up our love offerings now so that we can bless them. I invite you to close your eyes and join me as we breathe in and open up to gratitude, open up to this attitude of appreciation that we are so very grateful for the gifts that have been so generously given, the gifts today, the gifts of Super Sunday, the gifts of all of last year that enable us to stay here in this beautiful sacred space together, coming together. And we also are appreciative of divine ideas, imagination, love, all of those things that are in the flow of abundance right here, right now, for each and every one of us. And so it is, amen. Okay. Reverend Annie's going to tell us what is going on.
Yeah, what's going on with UCR this week? Yes, yes. Our celebration of life service will be held for Betty Siri on Saturday, January the 3rd, from 1 to 3 p.m. Please come and join us and the family. All are welcome. Light refreshments will follow. That's Saturday, January the 3rd, from 1 to 3 here at UCR. Our White Stone service will be on Sunday, next Sunday, January the 4th. And that's where you get the stones and you get to write your word for the year. Yes, I love those. Our birthday Sunday potluck is next Sunday. Please bring a dish to share. Reverend Ellen will be starting a new class, as she mentioned earlier, called Radical Acceptance. She'll be using that book to explore and address the negative thoughts and energies that constrain one's lives, the book offers a pathway to liberation, actually. It's a very good book. So participants will gain practical guidance and essential tools to foster a community rooted in fierce love and care. So together with Reverend Ellen, you will cultivate the wisdom needed to navigate your fears in an ever-changing world, empowering us to create meaningful connections and positive change. It's a great book. Please join her either here at the church in person. I believe the class starts at 12 noon, or you can join her via Zoom at the same time, or in the PM at 7 p.m. She will have the class again that evening at 7 p.m. And that starts on January the 6th. We will be having a fundraising team meeting on Wednesday, January the 7th at 7 p.m. Please, anyone interested in joining is invited. Our fundraising team leader, Betty Siri, used to lead that team and did an awesome job. So we do need your support to help keep that fundraising effort moving forward for our church here. You can find more details about this on our website at unitychurchofraleigh.com. And in our holistic wellness center, the yoga class is this Wednesday at 10 a.m. Our caregiving support group will meet today at 4:30. That's got canceled? Okay, so the caregiver support group has been canceled. Our Vibe Up yoga group with Stacy Page, will be Sunday, January the 11th, and evening from 5 to 7. So again, Vibe Up yoga with Stacy Page on Sunday from 5 to 7. Come refresh your spirit and renew your energy with Stacy with gentle yoga, meditation, and a sound bath. For more details, again, you can go to our Zoom link, unityholisticwellnesscenter.org. That's unityholisticwellnesscenter.org. And please stay with us for our healing prayer circle after the service today. Are there any kids? No? Okay. So, that's it.
Okay, thank you, Reverend Annie.
You're welcome.
Let's do our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us.
Light of God surrounds us.
The love of God enfolds us.
The love of God enfolds us.
The power of God protects us.
The power of God protects us.
The presence of God watches over us.
The presence of God watches over us.
Wherever we are, God is,
Wherever we are, God is.
and all is well.
And all is well.
And now let's stand and sing our peace song together.
Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me.
as we go out from here today, I just want to remind you that you can let go and let God at any moment. So anytime something is troubling you, just breathe it out and let that power dissipate. And so it is, amen. Let us do our prayer circle now. Unity was founded on prayer. And we are here. We do have some prayer chaplains with us. I'm looking around. I don't see any purple stoles. Annie, are you our prayer chaplain today? Annie will be one of our prayer chaplains. And Peggy, are you one of our prayer chaplains? Okay, Peggy is very prayed up. She led our morning meditation. Don't forget, you can come at 10 o'clock every Sunday morning and experience a beautiful meditation before the service. So now let's just take a breath in. And anything that is troubling you, we've already released some